Hi everyone, my name's Joshua Johnson. I'm a graduate of Martin Luther College in the STEP Mathematics program, class of 2000. I spent my first 5 years in the ministry teaching in Citrus Heights, California, before being called to Waco, Nebraska to serve at Nebraska Lutheran High School in 2005. So this is my 7th year teaching at Nebraska Lutheran and the 12th year teaching overall. Nebraska Lutheran is located in Waco, Nebraska. Waco is a very small town, a population of 259 people, and it is situated right in between Lincoln, Nebraska, and Grand Island, right off of Interstate 80, about 5 miles north of the interstate. Every 14 to 15 minutes, you'll see the or here, I should say, the trains go by. You can see the co-op buildings behind us. There's coal trains that go by every 14 or 15 minutes in either direction. So, um, as all of the towns in Nebraska, as you travel through here, you'll realize that the towns were located 8 minutes away, or actually about 8 miles away, because of the original train tracks that were laid through here and I guess just the capacity for those trains to move so much before having to refuel. Nebraska Lutheran High School is a small school. It's been here for 30 years, and it's probably been at its lowest enrollment in the last few years, but it's on its way back up. It exists because the members of the churches in the Nebraska district wanted a place where their children could continue their Christian education, but be closer to home. It's a lot of times compared to our synod's preparatory schools, but differs in the fact that its sole purpose is not to prepare pastors and teachers, but to prepare lay members or children to be able to serve in their congregations when they get older. Nebraska Lutheran currently has 79 students, and those students come from all over the country as well as all over the world. Our international program is in its 5th year, and we've had students from Thailand, um, Brazil, China, South Korea, um, and last year was the first year that we had an international student graduate after attending all 4 years of high school. At Nebraska Lutheran, my duties include teaching in the mathematics department. I teach Religion 12. I also teach graphic design and digital media in some of the technology areas, kind of the vocational education. I've always thought when it comes to teaching that the actual teaching part is where my strength lies, being in front of the kids, talking to them, making, I think, trying to make them feel comfortable enough with me that they can ask questions, that they're not afraid to make mistakes. I've always felt that's been my strength. My probably biggest weakness has always been in the area of assessment. I sometimes think that is because I am a mathematics teacher, and it always seems really easy for me to grade and assess how students are doing in that skill. Whereas when I go into other areas like religion, graphic design, things like that, that type of assessment has always been very difficult for me. And so that's one thing I've been hoping to learn more about as I go through this master's program is to improve my assessment of students so that I can tailor my teaching to their needs. I also coach at Nebraska Lutheran. I currently coach the men and women's varsity soccer. I am also the director of technology and the registrar. Our school just started a one-to-one program, and here you can see the laptops being prepared for all of the students, which was an exciting time for them, being able to have the technology in every class, in every classroom. Sometimes not as exciting for me, but when I'm not teaching, I really enjoy playing golf. My wife and I both have a membership at they call it a country club, but at the golf course here or close to Waco in York, Nebraska. I'm also a very big fan of music and love to play guitar. That was my first birthday present from my wife. That's not the actual guitar, but she bought me my baby. So that must have been 10 years ago, it seems. Um, so a huge fan. I also enjoy riding motorcycles, and I have ever since I was a kid. My father grew up with them. My uncles raced them. So I've always been a fan and had a love for machines that have two wheels. Luckily, my wife enjoys riding them as well. And together we both like to go skiing. Well, she learned how to ski in California. I've been skiing for a while, but kind of relearned how much I loved it when living in California. And now that we live in Nebraska, it's not too far to drive down to Colorado for the weekend to be able to go skiing when our schedules allow that, which isn't very often, but when we do go, it's been amazing. So we enjoy doing that together. Uh, I don't know if I'm ashamed of the hockey part or of the fact that I play so many video games, but I am a big fan of hockey, really of all sports. Growing up in the Chicago area, I'm a fan of the Blackhawks, the Cubs, the Bulls, which is really strange because I actually am a Green Bay Packer fan in football. And it's a weird story, but always been a Packer fan, but Chicago for everything else. And video games have intrigued me since I was a kid, and so my wife says they intrigue me too much. Well, that's me. I just want to say I'm looking forward to seeing all of your presentations, to maybe learning a little bit more about the people that I've been studying with in the previous classes, and those of you that are here in this class, so I can get to know each of you as best we can, especially since, from the looks of it, I'm the only one in Nebraska. Um, but believe me when I say go Big Red, we're all talking about the Wisconsin Badgers. At least in this household, we are. So thank you for watching.